Phoenix Rising, a message from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. From Canadian Psychic Medium, Tracey, Milne. Greetings, human star angels. Today's message is being sent to you with the intention of rekindling your confidence in your ability to manifest a desired outcome just as easily as an undesirable one. We also invite you to consciously begin releasing or redirecting your habit of worrying about your future survival. Stop worrying about solar flashes, timeline splits, and the idea of getting separated from what you have already grown in love in the name of claiming your ascension. Sweet time traveler, if only you knew how powerful you truly are, then you would release your anxiety much faster in exchange for more source reality-based, authentic sense of security. In this regard, we wish to help fire your memory of your authentic source connection by reminding you of where the experience of individuation began. Imagine a time when the pure potential energy fields we know as Source or Prime Creator decided it wanted to know what it was like to experience life from a multitude of expressions, all having the individual experiences for the purpose of answering the question, what happens if I do this? Source even went so far to answer this question as to create an energy field where the exact opposite of all that Source represents could be expressed by individuals in the dark fleet, with the capacity to contract so far away from its original source energy as to become inorganic, dead light energy projection, like the beam of a flashlight under many layers of scars, still there, but so faint as to appear almost invisible. Does that mean Source disappeared? No, never. It's just that some parts of Source stepped so far away from the proverbial campfire that any light or warmth offered was too far out of reach. So that what happens if I keep all of Source's rules and what happens if I break all of Source's rules got answered simultaneously, but regrettably never in balance. From this perspective, would you be able to see and accept that our divine curiosity represents one of the strongest ties we all have to the universal source energy and one of the core aspects of our individual soul's organic makeup? It is that spark of divine curiosity that has been dimmed into a false light projection, commonly known as worries. When the experiment began, this approach was intended to be of an individual soul's choosing, but that rule and many others got broken between the time light and dark were created and now, one of the many reasons those covenants have been dissolved. The truth is, when it comes to Earth and many other planetary systems being kept locked in a false shadow forest and away from Source's light, that was never the original deal, but the circumstances did help to answer the question, what happens if we allow the dark side of our nature to express itself as equally as our light? On a soul level, it has been decided by most humans and by Source that trying to live in the illusion of separation for too long allows for too much imbalance, and that level of imbalance leads to choices that only serve the ego and not the soul, stunting growth instead of expanding it. You have all been burned by the old rules long enough. It is now time for the phoenix to rise. This is great news for those who remember Source and want to sit by Source's firelight once more, and very bad news for those who have burrowed themselves in the cloak of shadow, for they have forgotten that a fire can still exist even in the daylight, but the darkness cannot. Their shadows are quickly disappearing in the approaching dawn of the age of light that has begun, and they will not be allowed to hide themselves from the light by using humans as a shield any longer. Do not go into fear, for the light has already won. If you think of them at all, simply thank their souls for its service, and then let them go from your mind. So while the covenants that allowed what happens if we do this even if it hurts someone is over, The habit of what if the worst outcome happens thinking is going to take a little more concentration and effort for humanity to shake off once and for all. And that is what you are asked to focus on over the coming days. Clear out the negative mind-heart chatter. Right now, simply become aware of all the issues or circumstances that you find yourself worrying about on a daily basis, for within that inner dialogue lies the key to staying centered during this time of transition, from imbalanced darkness to living in the fields of Source's light. Your biggest challenge right now is staying in tune with your heart and choosing your next steps with clarity of confidence. Cut yourself some slack in the expectations department by recognizing you're attempting to deprogram from thousands of years of being encouraged to worry about everything and anything beyond your control to fix, change, or heal on your own. From the time you could talk, humans have been enrolled in the school of worry, and you've all become star pupils in that respect. This leap in logic towards worst-case scenario thinking was made easier by several ethereal implants and planetary binding connections recently removed that encourage people to frighten themselves from the comfort of our own minds, and many humans got very good at this unhealthy habit. On Earth, you have been encouraged to take what you love the most and slather it under layers of worry for things beyond your control to fix or change, like a loved one's safety while traveling or their health when faced with a medical condition to overcome. As if worrying will actually fix our problems. No wonder most humans identify as anxious on a good day. Humanity has become so entrained to worry, we bring ourselves down regularly and for no reason other than we love someone and want to see the best happen for them, including ourselves. When it comes to worrying about others, it's often coming from a place of immense love and triggered by genuine concern for a loved one's well-being. When it comes to worrying about yourselves, it usually has to do with survival. But either way, worrying about a problem in the hopes of feeling better is akin to shooting off your toe to cure a hangnail. Unfortunately, what no one told you was that worry just represents what you don't want. That's it. That's all it's good for clarifying what you do not wish to experience. But there is a next step after worrying, and that is asking yourself, what do you want instead? It's that simple, although there is no guarantee that what you want will be what you like, but it is the only way to find out, and that is the difference between a move forward and feeling proactive and feeling stuck in a pattern of figure 8 worrying. You can also think of worrying as a form of time travel, just like regret, only worry has a foot in the future and regret has a foot in the past, with the only real power to change the trajectory of any choice made living in the now. When you fuel your heart, mind, spirit with wishes, you're able to broadcast farther out into the fields of possibility or farther into the future. When you fuel your heart, mind, spirit with worry, you limit your broadcast and possibilities to only a handful of worst-case scenarios for the law of attraction to work with. So when you find yourself stuck in worry mode, the first tip we can share is bring yourself back into the now moment of awareness. Then identify what needs your attention that moment. What needs your attention 5 minutes from that moment. Put a pin in everything else until later when you have time to worry with the purpose of transmutation and transformation. Then, when you're calmer and ready to ruminate and reflect, pull up a chair at Source's bonfire first. In order to turn worries into wishes successfully, we need to name our worry or fear in order to claim it and then change it. This is because worries are directly connected to hidden or unacknowledged fears, so we can't pretend them away. We need to try this instead. To begin, create 3 columns on a page, listing your worries on the far left column. In the middle of your page, Rate the worry from 1 to 10, 1 being far away into the future and 10 being an immediate problem in need of remedy or solution. Lastly, on the right side of the page, write what you would like to see happen instead. What does your best case scenario look and feel like? Try not to limit yourself by worrying about how likely that outcome is to manifest, as that is an ego-based train of thought that holds the power to nullify the true desire and repel the possibility away from you within the fields of the law of attraction. Now go back over your list. You'll see you have identified which things you actually need to keep your eye on or focus your desired intentions towards because they are more pressing to your immediate success, and you have a new desired outcome that holds the power to override the old worry. Becoming practiced in asking yourself, what if the best outcome happens instead of what if the worst outcome happens? From this new perspective, you're automatically in a better position to work with source solutions, aligning yourself with synchronicity in such a way that seemingly miraculous results begin to manifest or appear in your experience, and often in ways you couldn't have imagined until they arrive. That is your job right now. You supply the spiritual wood through your expectations, your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs about those expectations, and Source will do the rest. To be clear, expecting someone to change in order to create a desirable outcome is not the same as holding a general expectation to see a situation improve by turning a worry into a wish. The spirit of fire does not need to be told how to burn, just as Source doesn't need to be told how to deliver miracles. We cannot choose where the fire will glow, but we can play a part in how big it will grow, how bright it will shine, and how long it will burn, all based on the wood we supply. Release your love from worry and set yourself free. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you too hold the power to rise above worry. You already have all you need to choose. Choose wisely, choose well. And when you ask yourself, what's coming next for us, remember to include best case scenarios and see how following that line of thinking feels. If it feels good, keep going. Spend some time there each day, and you will be amazed at what can change within your reality in just a few weeks. The dawning of a new era of light is upon you. Release the old ways and keep shining your authentic light, for your love and compassion are making a bigger difference than you will ever know. You are so close to seeing your dreams for heaven on earth become your reality. Don't give up on yourselves now. We haven't. Until next time, in the highest light of love and truth, we are the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. Namaste. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay updated on all our new messages, or check out our extensive video library available on YouTube, presented by WhatComesNextForYou.com, Galactic Guidance, and so much more. Private consultation available upon request. WhatComesNextForYou.com. What's in your future?